Yeah, I know. Ooh. Yeah. So, let's see. We're uh, we're gonna build a flight course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, you gotta go away now. Nope. Nope. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. All right. Uh-huh. Now she's gonna yowl and make a lot of noise, and I apologize for all that. It's annoying. Shaw, how's it going? Meow. Meow, meow, meow. Okay, so let's see. How you doing today? I'm still getting everything lined up here. Hush. Shush. Shh. Shh. All right. Hopefully she'll settle down. Hopefully. Festa, how's it going? Yeah, on leave from Space Marines. We got our teeth kicked in. There's, I don't know if you've ever played that, but we don't tend to run around with randoms because without communication, Exterminatus is very, very difficult. Um, and I'm doing pretty good. I had to run out. And basically, I had to get back in the car and drive another 2.5 hours round trip to go and do some stuff today, which was fun but not fun. And yeah, so I do have something to look forward to today. Well, not just my team, but Erupt's team, if he happens to show up, they're playing tonight. So I'm wearing my Darth Hockey shirt. um, yeah, so it'll be a good day. Hopefully, the Pens will win it, and if they don't, I'll cry. So, um, okay, so I just jumped on here with no real, um, with I still haven't like had everything. I didn't have everything set up ahead of time like I try to usually, but the this was giving me some issues. It wouldn't load the right screens up here. Okay, so I think I've got everything set up. So, on with the show. And one of the things that I want to do, I found out the other day that apparently a lot of people from the console versions of Trove have been, this is just my assumption here, but apparently quite a few of them have been happening upon um, my water guide for Trove. And I need to update that because I shouldn't have done that video when I was ill because I realized very quickly after I uploaded it and it started getting attention that I kind of did it the hard way, even though it was an easier way than just flooding an area with water. But yeah, it's gotten some pretty stable attention in the last several weeks. That video in particular spiked right around the time that the console versions launched beta. So yeah, that it's I think it's a safe assumption that that's what happened. But um, I actually used more materials in that video than I had to. Uh, so I need to try and redo that. In fact, what I might do next week, I might just start my Wednesday stream with that, or maybe even Friday. Um, oh no, I'm not going to be here on Friday. See, this is the difficulty with trying to open up more days is that there are either people here, or I've got days that I have to do things because it's the only day of the week that it can happen on. But yeah, I'm not gonna be here on Friday, and I just now realized that. Okay, so Saturday, what I'll do on Saturday is set up um, and start my stream, and then just cut that out of the video, and either that or just post it as the guide, and then once I finish redoing the guide in my stream, I will say something about it so that people that are just there to watch just there to watch the video on how to lay in water without laying out a ton of materials, then they can just stop watching. Otherwise, they can keep watching. I don't know. So I've got this giant tree, as you've seen. I'm still probably, oh yeah, I'm definitely not done with it. I started building the more three-dimensional effects of the tree for purposes of not having it look like a giant block, and I haven't finished it yet, but I will do that later because that's minor stuff and I'll end up bombing holes in it anyway. So I had a couple of thoughts. What I'm wondering is, should the top of the tree be a cannon and fly, and have the top interior of the thing be, kind of enclosed? Says the man who used 1,000,000,000 stacks. I figured somewhere around 80,000 formicites so far is what this has cost. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm getting a whisper for an invite to someplace. Yeah, it's been a lot of form. That has been a lot of form. Thankfully, there were a couple of people, oh goodness, quite a long time ago, that they were kind of winding down playing Trove, so they were kind of throwing some of their stuff around. And these two guys I haven't seen in quite a long time, really. They dumped like, I think between them they dumped like 6 stacks of formicite on me while I was building the black glass kind of obstacle flight course. That one is pretty awesome. Let's see here. Oh. Okay, so let's see. I'm thinking cannon, because I was thinking about just building a branch out of the side of the tree, and oh, awesome. And the just have a platform, kind of like the ceiling fan in the map that's up there right now. And that is a really awesome costume shot. I'm digging that. That is pretty sweet. So but yeah, the platform idea is, pretty cool and stuff. But then I thought, if I can get a series of jump blocks to do that, that kind of throwing thing, and toss people out of the map. The only problem now, can you fly out of a zone? I need to go and check something. I don't. That's an interesting thought. I had not touched on the subject of flying outside of the zone and what happens when you do. I need to find that out. I don't think it creates a problem unless you fall. Well, let's see. I'm an idiot. Oh, I'm a double idiot. There, I'll just, close the game. That'll be the thing. Ooh, okay. Glyph has been giving me issues I meant to just pop back to the. Oh, okay. I guess Glyph is going to give me an update. Yeah, it's been a long day. I woke up. I woke up at what, 5:45, and I think it was about 15 minutes later that I realized that I was up and had already made coffee, built a fire, started making my wife's lunch, and what else did I do? Brought in a couple of armloads of wood, and I'm like, I suddenly realized, wow, I'm vertical. That's crazy. So yeah, nothing to see here. Move along. Yeah, I'm an idiot. I got and of course, Glyph decides now that the update needed to go through. It's been buggering for me. Okay, maybe it'll come up. Okay, let's see here. Maybe it'll work. No, it's still giving me the same. I'm getting these errors that it wants to update Trove, but it doesn't. And then, yeah. So, how you guys been? I guess I'll sit here and look at a broken Trove message. Why is this? Oh goodness, what did they do? Okay, it's not letting me select my information to log in. Oh yeah, I think they might have just mucked something up, or yeah, I'm getting an error 2022. Let's see, will it log in? Okay, here we go. Maybe we got it back. Did it get it back? It's actually playing off the update button. It's not playing off of the, yeah. See, there we go. Okay, so yeah, I'm an idiot. Yeah, that's a little messed up. Okay, so what I need to do is one of the things that I did not previously think about was that there is no flight asset in the in here. So yeah, I need to craft one of those. So let's say, just for sake of reference, if you're new to the idea, if you're new to building these kinds of arenas that are just recently added to the game, in the World Spring you'll find minigame stuffs, wings, mount, mag rider, and boat. You have to have one of these blocks on the area that is going to be uploaded for minigame management. It can be anywhere, and it will not show up for your actual match. It will only show up in build, so you're good to go ahead and put one down wherever. Of course, not there. There we go. So that adds flight. Now I am going to meander about aimlessly while it updates that there's a block there, because sometimes it takes a little while for it to recognize that. Ooh, 5577. I was impressed the other day. I went in to Varos, and he is right around where Defiant View is for props. And quite a while ago, he had, actually not that long ago, he had far less than 5,000, and he's just been booming over there. So if you get the chance to check out that that world, it's VARROS. Let's see here. I think Shaw, you're on. Are you on NA or are you on the European server? I don't remember. I have a hard time remembering where people are from because I don't usually ask because it's not really my business. And the command is test arena. Well, / test arena, and it is all one word. So now what I wanted to see is if, oh yeah, okay, so it hasn't updated the block yet. If we don't hit exit game this time, we just go back to the club world. Sometimes it takes quite a while for that to update. So how about while we are waiting for that to happen, I will go and grab a cup of coffee because I have only had one cup of coffee today, and that's just dangerous for friggin' everybody involved. I mean, really. I think that's the button. Okay. Alrighty then. Nope, this is the other button. Boom. Okay, so got my coffee. Wearing a hockey shirt. Okay. So we have a flight course, and hopefully, dun, 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 icons are going invisible on my hotbar. That is interesting. And indeed, at least I have coffee today. If I didn't have coffee today, I think I would probably cry. Thankfully, I had to go to town today, so if I didn't have coffee, I would now. Um, but anyway, let's see. I am going to try and jump in here to see if that is updated yet. I have not yet put in a single ring, as you can tell by the counter up top. I wonder why it started. That's odd. Hey, we have wings. Okay, so what happens if we go outside the edge of the map? Oh, good. Okay, so that works. I might actually have to use that to my advantage. I need to find something out. Because Leo was talking about, yeah, I was seeing that, and I've had that happen multiple times, especially in a club world, where you'll hit the gunslinger. For me, it's F, and yeah. So, can you fly under this, or will it kill you immediately? It won't. Because see, one of the thoughts that I had was that it loads the map in like this, and I think this is pretty constant. This or pretty consistent with all maps. One of the things that Leo and I had talked about, we were bantering about ideas back and forth, and one thing that Leo mentioned was that building a cave structure underneath this tree. And okay, so I'm going to go back to the club world here. So this might actually work out pretty well because I can have it start up at the top, but you see, it can't be too long. That's the one thing that I don't think they've thought of yet, is that the whole race should not take more than 30 to 45 seconds, even up to a 60-second race. Well, I don't know. The one that's in rotation right now might be 60 seconds total. Like if you go through it properly and hit most of the time power-ups and stuff. And I'm not talking about your time at the end of the race. I'm talking about the actual time spent from the time that you start the map to the time that you pop back out in the hub. That needs to be low because people are going to need to practice it in order to perfect it, and it will get very frustrating very quickly, even for people who are not already frustrated by the racing in general. I know for some of you it doesn't run so well, especially with high latency or bad hops through different different servers. You're gonna run into issues the further away you live, and I've heard quite a few complaints about that on the forums and in the game, about how it's just generally put up as laggy and try on servers suck, but that's a very minute part of the big picture. So, but yeah, I run into issues. One thing that I found out though, there is much less likelihood of people or of having the rings miss, when you fly right through them and it doesn't trigger. There is a far less chance of that happening with less people flying through it all at the same time. And remember, your overall time does count, but there are actually enough power-ups to put you in the negatives. You can go and look that up on the forums to find out how. It lists as 0, but your time is probably -10 by the time you finish it. So there are 3 power-ups, I think, that are not visible, that are not very obvious that they're there, but they are there. Oh, awesome. Very cool. Thank you, Shiva. I appreciate that. And welcome to anybody that Shiva dragged along. So yeah, we're gonna build this racing course, and I think I'm going to start it up with a cannon instead of a branch sticking out of the top of it, where the spawn point will be. Instead, I want to put it in here. And it's going to need to be large enough for people to pass through. So you're gonna, but it needs to be a tight spot so that the character bounces very fast. And then there's going to be, I'm going to put a line of updraft blocks out here. It won't make sense to the build. The branch would make better sense to the build, just jumping off the tree. But, sooner or later somebody is going to build a racing map with a cannon. It might as well be me. Is that egotistical? Maybe a little bit, but anyway, yeah. So that's where we are. So in order to build a cannon, I'm not really knowledgeable on this, but what I'm planning on doing is actually I should have left that orange there. Oh well, it's just formicite, right? I'm going to build a box in here to spawn into. And one of the things that if you're planning on making a spawn point for something, especially for a race, make sure that you build 2 blocks thick underneath your spawn point. Don't put a spawn point right up here and have 1 block underneath it and expect that everybody is going to spawn on this side of it. Because you've probably noticed it, you've probably jumped to somebody who is standing on a single layer voxel, and then underneath it is an open space, and then maybe something 2 blocks underneath it, and you pop in on that lower part. Yeah, we've all had that happen, I think, and it is really annoying because in a lot of cases, I know in Defiant Few, we have situations like that set up where people will get stuck in the floor because there's no way out from underneath the whole thing, and is rather annoying. So, yeah, so what I'm planning on doing, notice I built this 1 layer underneath this opening, because what I'm planning on doing, this is going to be the headspace for the character. This is going to be the layer that the jump blocks are on. Oh, I wouldn't actually if I, well, no, I need, okay. Because I'm not going to start you off on the jump blocks. I'm going to have it start off on an empty pad walking forward into the jump blocks. And then we'll actually make this kind of wide here. And then, yeah, I think we'll just pad this up here. So I know what I'm doing. I'm not explaining it very well, but I know what I'm doing, I think. Alright. We'll try it. We'll see if it works. So I've got this here. I need jump blocks. Oh, yeah, I only have 18 of them. Okay, so, Fun Factory, if you're looking for jump blocks, we'll go ahead and, let me stick this outside so I don't get it in my own way. I don't know how many of them I'm going to need, so I'm just going to make 30 of them and see how that goes for now. And then, now if you've never seen a cannon before, a cannon in Trove before, it's an interesting piece of architecture. What I'm going to do, wrong button. Basically what it does is it bounces you between a ceiling and a floor made of jump blocks, and because it's a very tight area, you accelerate like a bat out of... so what I'm going to do is build a room for the spawn point to be in. I need a spawn point. Did I make spawn points? Apparently I did not. Okay, so this is why I always carry an extra bench or 2 on me at all times, so that tell me that doesn't look exactly like... Oh, okay, I see. Minigame spawn, battle arena. What do the spawn points look like? What's the difference between these and those? Oh yeah, that could get confusing. That's not good. No, the spawn isn't at the top already. What that is it will spawn if there is no spawn point available, built, an asset built into the map. You will get, it's basically a default spawn point, and it happens to be that it, before you can see it, it drops you in to the map from up on high, and because there is a solid surface underneath it, it drops you onto the thing. That is actually another way to solve that popping through a single layer floor. If you have no other choice, put the spawn point up one so that when people spawn in, they drop onto that floor that's only one block thick. That should solve the problem too. So that's awesome. I like that dragon. So let's see, where am I planning to do this? Yeah, the spawn point is going to be in here, and I'm basically just tagging this to figure out where I want a room built, because I can't have too tight of a space. One thing that you want to make sure that you do for these racing maps, you need to leave a lot of camera room. You've gone mining before, or just blowing holes in the ground, or you're building underground and your camera starts freaking out on you, and it's hard to tell which direction you're pointing in. Yeah, that is a pain. So if you leave enough open space for people to work with, it will go better for you. So I'm basically just going to build this back section up by one, like this. So this will be where the spawn point is, and hopefully that'll be a big enough space, and then give me enough room for the cannon. I don't want to make the cannon too long because, again, camera. The camera does not like you being shoved up against a roof 2 layers above you, as I know you know. If you played the game at all, you know this. So I want to avoid that, and as a result, I'm going to build this way. Hopefully it'll work. We'll see. It's also good to note that if you're going to build if you want to mimic stuff and you don't want it to copy one block, and if you can help it, mimics won't copy blocks that are above them. They'll only copy, unless that's the only thing there to choose from. Like right here, none of this will turn green. At least it shouldn't. There we go. Beautiful. What I would rather have is that it turns to the color that you are pointing at instead. Now, some of that up here probably turn green. Yep, because it's got it on the side. But that's okay. It doesn't need to be consistent in that regard. This part, however, I need to make sure that I line that up right, because that's going to be where the blocks for jump blocks go. Yep, and that spawning at the base of the tree was the default spawn because I didn't have the roof over it. It was just an open trunk of the tree. Yep. I don't understand what what the heck are these guys talking about? I happen to notice the club chat, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell these guys are on about. So let's see, we need jump blocks. I'm probably going to need more than 40 of them. Whoa, okay. That actually might not be... That might not be a good idea, then. That might be a little too much. Okay, so instead of that, let's see if this will work. And I still have to put more ceiling there. Alright, so we'll fit this in. Yeah, it'll blow you straight out of the map. Of course, as we discovered a little bit ago, that's okay. We can actually go down underneath it too, a little bit before it'll have you falling. Okay. Okay, so let's see how this works. Okay, but here's my plan. Because you run into this, and that was what I needed to move. You're gonna make noise like that? Really? That's just what you're gonna do? Okay. Yeah, I know. Where are my draft blocks? You hush. No. You just hush. No. 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 Because that way you'll stop bouncing before you get all the way out of here. Let's see. For a second, I thought I had tapped that to mimic, and I thought I had just mimicked all of those updraft blocks. And like, you didn't see that. Andy, something you need to fix. Oh, stubborn. Figures. I do not like having to gamble with these things. It's not nice. Okay, let's see here. See if this works. Okay. Alright, but I noticed something wrong right away. Is that sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. Because jump blocks are twitchy. Yeah, you won't have time to get the wings out, indeed. A little bit. I think I hit them a little bit. Maybe not. But yeah, that is something. Ooh. Now that's an interesting obstacle. Have a person fly into updraft blocks to hit the ceiling and glaze over the top of them, but don't put the updraft blocks solid across it. So you've got to hit them, otherwise you're going to bounce off of the jump blocks and do that. Yeah, that would work. Let's see. Yeah, so I don't know about that now. Now I'm curious as to whether I should do this at all. Let's see. Now I'm debating. Now I'm debating because I don't know if this is going to be a good idea or not. If it doesn't go every time, because the problem with jump blocks is that they're not reliable. Alright, so scrap that idea, because that is a problem I've run into pretty constantly, is that that they're just not reliable enough to that. Yeah, if you go between two rows to hit two of them, yeah, and see that is part of the unreliability of them, is that it doesn't have a set thing. Okay, so let's see. I need to keep that floor in there because that's 2 layers thick. Maybe I think I'm going to stick with starting out from this for 2 reasons. One, just because I've already built all of this stuff and it's going to be a pain to move it. But also because I can put updrafts almost where I have them now and turn it into something. So alright, so I'll pull these out of here again. And then I'll just make this here like this. Oops, dope. Ah, I hate it when I do that. Too much lasermancy. Alright, so I can pull this out of here now. Basically because I need to open it back up to not have the camera problems. I don't know, this might be too long of an opening for it. But I'll shore it up if necessary. Or I could use it for, you know, put up arrows on the outsides of this. That'll be what I'll use it for. That way I don't have to remove a bunch of formicite, just a little bit of formicite. Yeah, I'm taking a bath on this build. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that somewhere, and put a time power up in there that you've got to really risk it for the biscuit. You know what I mean? I think that'll be pretty awesome. All right. So what I can do from here to actually end up deleting these blocks that I put in there anyway. That's why my blocks destroyed stat. That's why it's so bloody high. Is I'm constantly destroying everything that I build because I build it wrong and rebuild it and stuff like that. So if we put this here and we have you run forward, oh, that puts you in a good range. Okay. So then where do we go from here? One of the things that, okay, I've said it a couple of times. I'm going to say it again just in case somebody wasn't around to hear it. Here's the thing about building a flight course in Trove. When you're setting up your next target, make sure you put it quite a bit lower than the prior. And the reason that I say that is because you want to give people room to be able to either purposefully dive or avoid not giving them room to unintentionally dive. Like you come out of this corridor here, and if this next goal was a layer or two lower than it, you'd have very, very little room, wiggle room to, adjust your altitude. As you know, you can only adjust your altitude down in Trove. You don't fly, you glide. And so taking that into account, you want to make a good descent to your next ring. And the reason that you want to do that is so that people do not have to rely on a perfect run. Giving a little bit of wiggle room there is always a good idea. Having a course be challenging is one thing. Having a course be frustratingly challenging is an entirely different animal. You want to avoid those frustrating moments where people are just going to give up on it, and that'll make your course a success. So I think what probably would be, wouldn't be a bad idea is just go ahead and set up the path of the course with construction blocks. And that way I can just remove them whenever. And yay, more formicite. Okay, so that is going to throw you up in the air. And it is always a good idea to test and retest because you never know when you're going to get a little glitchy thing going on, and it happens to the best of us. I think I'm probably going to build this out to here and have this be the floor. I'm going to put an arrow here in the floor, so I'm not going to fill that in quite yet. But that way you've got this edge to jump off of, and you'll already be, up in the air by one layer when you leap off of that. One of the things that, I don't know if you've ever tried to take flight on the ground with 2 jumps, but that is really difficult to do. Oh, hey Wasp, how's it going? Congratulations on your Ganda. I still have not gotten one, so I'm a little bit jealous. I am personally more fond of Fortress, but it is a cool mount and very rare, and congratulations. It is it's pretty cool. Yeah. Let's see. So, let's see how high up it takes us here. We're going to be at 185 for the floor altitude, and then just scraping the bottom of the clouds at 202 on that one. No? Yeah, Fortress. I'm addicted to Fortress. So 208 on that jump. See, and this is why you wanna test it, because even with doing the exact same thing over and over again, I'm getting different values. So 207, and I'm looking at the middle number on the compass up top. That tells you your altitude. .207. It seems right around 207. So I don't want to put that first ring at 206 because in case somebody gets twitchy and dives after they jump, you won't be able to hit the first ring, and that'll be really annoying. Two fortresses simultaneously today. Wow, nice, very nice. I had one of the best things that I've had happen like that. It was, oh, what was it? Crap, it wasn't something as rare as a fortress for sure. But yeah, it was a chaos chest, and I opened it up, and the oh, it was 50 chests. The right before my karma hit, I got 50 chests, and then I think it was 2 chests later got 50 for the karma. So I ended up with like 100 chests opening 3. I think it was. It was pretty crazy. I was pretty stoked about that. It was awesome. So we're looking at 207. the 207 range for where people are going to be landing in on these updraft blocks. So I want to build the first ring somewhere underneath that and pretty far beyond it, because one of the things that you also have to be concerned with is that period of not being able to, let me rephrase this, jump, yeah, words are good. Okay. Updraft blocks take control of your flight for a considerable amount of time. And basically what I mean by that is once you hit an updraft block in the air, you are not going to be able to dive out of it very soon. It takes a bit for the effect to wear off. It's basically like a buff, so to speak. So, oh, hey, look. I'm collapsing here. Pardon me. I'm going to get rid of this stuff because I don't need it there. Yeah, cool. I was going to change this because this is all covered in firewood splinters, but I forgot and ran late, and so, I have to wash this one again because it's all covered in sawdust and soot. But since it's black and white, you can't tell. Alright, so we're going to get up here to the 200 range, and we'll build the first ring out here. Yeah, the slow coffee intake. You gotta take pause for a coffee moment, especially in this house. I don't know if you've seen it, but I have another shirt that I wear pretty infrequently that says I drink coffee for your protection, and that is no joke. All right. So, I don't like that they made this an animated object that you build with. That is a little obscene when you're trying to place one of these things down and you've got a lot of, stuff around you if you're moving a lot, and yeah, so that's not fun. Okay, so we'll put that up there. And one thing that I want to do here is let's see, minigame spawn. I'm sending a message to people who will listen to change up the minigame spawn. So bear with me a moment. Okay. What's that shiny thing? This shiny thing? The racing icon? No, that can't be what you mean. You gotta know what that... Oh, this is where the heck are they? Oh, there they are. Racing ring. So if you haven't done the challenge yet, the racing challenge yet, this is what they're made up of. Ah, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Dang it. I was trying to save these from going away, but oh well. Okay. Alright. And how close to the edge is this? So one thing you got to make sure you do is build within the edges. I should write down the coordinates for this whole thing. So. Alright. So that'll be the first string. Okay, I'm done. That's a good race, right? Alright, so one of the things that Twixler recommends, and if you haven't seen it before, I threw a thread up on the forums quite a while ago, before they had released the racing and the mini games, because, well, you know, they kind of talked to me about it, so there was a lot of conversation about it beforehand, and I thought, you know, there's a PvP thing. Okay. Alright, so let's see here. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Yeah, it's a fun thing. I haven't built this. The only thing that I've built so far for minigames is this here, this tree, and it is large, as you can see. And this is what, you know, where the racing map is going to encompass. It'll fly through sections of the tree. I'm going to punch them out. I haven't filled it yet, but I'm likely going to, for ease of rendering and so on. How did I get admins? Well, we go back a bit. About 4 years now? When did Defiance come out? Well, Defiance was still in its infancy. Me and a couple of other people, Fuzzy and a few other people, we kind of fancied ourselves bug reporters and good bug finders. I myself consider myself a good bug magnet, because I don't really find them as much as they find me. But yeah, it was there was one bug in particular that had been in Defiance for, God, like I think a year, and I just happened to be pointing in the very right direction at the very right time and noticed a very small hiccup inconsistency in what was going on in front of me that was causing something in the map to not trigger. And if you're familiar with Defiance at all, you know where I'm talking about. It was San Francisco and all the way on the eastern edge of the map, and I can't remember the name of the place for the life of me. It was one of the dark matter bases, and it was a nightmare, because the mission would constantly glitch out, and because it was part of a challenge, it was required reading, and it was rather annoying when it would glitch out, and it did so frequently. And again, I just happened to be pointing in the right direction at the right time, and with my eyes open to go, well, that's odd. Shouldn't that be over here? And then, you know, and it was this, without going into a whole lot of detail, it was an NPC that was supposed to be triggered by an event, and the NPC is supposed to go and unlock this door. The NPC wasn't triggering, and for some reason they weren't looking at it right, and other people weren't even seeing it, because that would have been obvious to report on the forums. Hey, this guy that's supposed to go and unlock the door, he ain't triggering it, so fix it. And it probably, well, once they knew what was going on, it was a matter of a day before it was already patched into their internal server and working normally. And so I got their attention with stuff like that. I was invited out to Trion's headquarters 2 years ago during the summer. and me and a dozen or so other people were invited up there, and it was really cool. We got to meet a lot of people. That's what actually got me interested in Trove, was the excitement that Andy had for the game. So speaking of racing, I just happened to notice that it's the racing challenge, and I'm going to go and do this. There are 3 hidden time power-ups in this map, and I kind of glanced at the video. I don't know exactly where they are. But yay, lost connection to game server. I don't know where all 3 of them are. I think I know where some of them are, but I'm not going to try it. Andy was gloating on the PTS. He was gloating about having a 10-second time, and I told him that I'd get him one day, and so I posted on the forums that I got a 9-second time. And took a screen of it. I think I missed that one. Oh, I'm definitely missing a lot of them. Yeah, they're not triggering. I think there's something buggery with them when 2 people pass through the same one at the same time. So I'm not sure if that's the case or not, but it seems to be. So, oop, I missed it. Oh well, I suck. I'm supposed to be good at this. This is supposed to be my thing, So, yeah, I missed, like, what, 8 of them? No, 6 of them. No, 8 of them, yeah. I can math. Alrighty. I don't really do this for the prizes. I just do this because I like to race. Lava. Yeah, no 9 seconds this time, definitely. More like 90 seconds. Yeah, there's this glow over here. And then there's one up on this bit here, I think. There's the second one. And then the third one's on that windowsill over there. I'm going backwards. Dun, da, 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 da. Is it up here, maybe? Oh, it's somewhere in there. I don't know exactly where. That's okay. I'm not worried too much about it. You saw 2 of them. Where do you get to the flying races in Defiant Few? That is a very good question. If you go to Spawn, there is you'll see the big blue box. If you don't know what the big blue box is, you should. But yeah, once in Defiant Few, go ahead and pop out. Let me see if this is important for me to read here. Hang on. That's funny. Okay, let's see here. So yeah, as I was saying, you go back to Spawn here, and then southwest you'll find the big blue box. And if you go in here, you will get to a couple of different floors. There's a thing here. Okay, club features, architect zones, races and minigames. And the races and minigames one is pretty much going to take up multiple floors, I can see already. So the tree does not yet have a portal to it, and I think I'm going to change that right now. I know I have green ones. Okay. So let's see here. Didn't I put a thing down here? I thought I had a temporary portal to another location out that way, but I guess I don't. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Minigames under development. Okay. I'm going to put this one in the corner, and then I'm going to go to this one. Oh, here, we'll check out Leo's, since I'm out here. And then, Shiva, you're still around. You wanted to show me something, didn't you? I can go and check that out after I place this portal and before I get to work, back to work, I'll go over there and check out what you were working on. I only get frustrated with people when they pester me about it. Asking is no problem. There's a huge difference. And how you get accepted to Defiant Few is a little confusing, even for me. Basically, it is, well, mostly I, because all of my other officers vanished on me. I kind of get to know a person, really, get used to how they behave and how they act, and once I get an overall picture of positivity and respect and such out of a person. If I see people being disrespectful to others, even half jokingly, but they do it all the time, I kind of avoid those people. You've never given me any reason to believe that you're that way, but it takes time for me to build a baseline to see how people are, and the ones that aren't serious about joining, they tend to wander off. So it's a problem that, kind of takes care of itself. The ones that aren't patient, that I wouldn't want in the club anyway, will likely wander off and go somewhere else before I get to know them well enough. So, but yeah, it's not the best method we have for recruiting people. But yeah. It is definitely more advanced than just an invite. Yeah, that is for sure. We made that mistake several times in the beginning, where somebody came in, hey, the first time I've ever been in this club world, can I join it? It's awesome, and we, yeah, sure, hook them up. And then we come back the next day, and club chests were empty, and it was just ill-favored. We had set up a bunch of, back in the early days, we set up one of the club chests for recipes. Back in the day, we used to get a recipe that it was a specific unlock, so you could get like 30 of them and have the same one over and over and over again, unlike it is now, where you actually, it unlocks one that you don't have already. Well, these old recipes, they had been, we had for quite a while, we had been throwing them all into one of the club chests, and it was open to any member, and if you didn't have it unlocked, take one. And it was really good for a while, and then somebody joined and decided, hey, I can make a profit off of this, cleaned it out. So then came the days of locking everything up. And then came the Fae. So we just removed the chests altogether and blocked people from building, and we kind of closed up shop as far as recruiting went for 8 months. So indeed. Well, and it's also more, yeah, it was, and I hate it because I really hate being like that. One of the things that ticks me off the most in real life is the many getting punished by the bad choices of the few. Uh, Case in point, we used to get proclamophones. We don't get proclamophones anymore because a couple of people decided to abuse them and not use them simply to promote their own stream when they were streaming or promote their Trove content site or whatever. Instead of doing that, a few people decided to abuse them. And now, because of that, we no longer have them available to us every week like we used to. I still have a couple of them, but I am saving them for something bigger than just a couple hours building a flight course. Yeah, Shiva, go ahead and throw me an invite. I will hop over there. And So, but yeah, that's one thing that I hate, and I don't like being so picky about the people that we bring in, because I know I've missed a lot of good people because they didn't want to bother with um, the courting process, basically. And it's not necessarily that I need to have, like, life details about a person or be able to say, oh yeah, I know that person, but it's eh, we had problems early on with people who were nice to me because I was the one that sent them the invite, but then turned around and harassed other members in the club for free stuff, for help, and then it slowly got into, once somebody denied someone, another person, something that they wanted, they got offended and started being inappropriate in our chat. And we have devs in our club, and I want to keep it that way. And if they come into the game on their dev accounts and they see us behaving poorly, they may be, you know, in line to leave, and I don't want them to do that. So, yeah, it's rough. So it's one of the, and I could probably, there is something, a provision set up with the Proclamophones, to tell the whole story. There is something set up with Proclamophones that if you write to the guy that's running the creators program for Tryon now, Moby, I think it is, yeah. If you're a creators program member and you write to them and say, hey, I'm having an event that I'd like a Proclamaphone or two for, I guess they'll send you one. I don't know exactly how that works, how many you'll get, if it's something you can just do at random. I don't really know the details, but that is something that's out there, and I'm sure I could, get a couple of them, but I'll wait for something special. I don't want to abuse the relationship that I have had with them for the last 4 years. So, but let's see here. Okay. I think I don't want to just jump to you, but Shiva, if you are still listening, go ahead and throw me an invite. I got a request to go and check something out. I'm assuming it's in this club. Let's see. Yeah, well, it's exactly, and mainly because there is a lot of communication that goes back and forth between Tryon and people who are respectful and understand that programming, building a game, making a game, game development in general is not an easy task, and there is never one fix-all thing that you can do. Usually you fix one thing and break 5 other things in the process. It's kind of like restoring an old car. You're gonna break stuff along the way. But yeah, it's and also because there, it all snowballs. Okay, people being snide and disrespectful towards one another builds tension, which leads to drama, which is our number one rule. None of it. I have none of it in here. I have, and it's the way that it's set up is we have a list of guidelines on signs near the spawn of the club world, and that is basically any new member that comes in, that is the first warning. You know how the 3 strikes and you're out kind of thing? Reading those signs is the first warning. The second time somebody does something that is against those guidelines, I will pull them aside, send them a whisper, or pull them into a different chat room, basically, into a different chat tab, and tell them, yo, that's not cool, stop doing that, and that is the second warning. Third time, thankfully we haven't had to do that too often, but we have had our moments, and yeah, I want to avoid those in the future because it disrupts everything, because people are usually not respectful enough when in the heat of anger. They're they're not respectful enough to pull somebody aside and go, look, what you're doing is ticking me off, and I'd like you to stop it. It usually blows up in chat or in world, and I don't want any of our visitors to see that kind of thing going on because it's unnecessary. I'm a reasonable person, and just about everything can be worked out by having a calm, rational discussion with, somebody behaving, with people, a group of people, whatever, behaving themselves. And that's basically what I'm looking for, is how do people behave themselves, How do I keep track of warnings? Believe me, when somebody ticks me off, I remember it. Oh yes. That is, it's not very difficult for me to do, because all you got to do is do it once, and I warn you about it, and once I've warned you about it, after that, bye-bye. So, I'm always open to discussion. If somebody wants to have a calm, rational discussion with me, I'm more than willing to listen to it. Start screaming at me or swearing at me or anything else, done. Don't need it. I get enough of that in real life. I do not need it on the internet. That's how I look at it. So, yep, it's supposed to be calm and relaxing, not aggravating and stressful. And that is exactly what I'm trying to avoid in here. How did I get the hellbug? That came from Tryon. They actually gave us this. I've got the, where did I put this? Oh, it's out hanging. They gave us Defiance lanyards for keys. They gave us this hellbug. The Defiance people. There were, I think, just 3 of us there. But then they gave a bunch of Rift stuff to the Rift people. They gave Trove stuff to the Trove people. But this right here, this is my gem. I am so incredibly over the moon about that. So yeah. That is where I got it. I'd love one of the big ones, but they didn't last long. Apparently, the other employees at Tryon kind of ganked them up pretty quick, so they didn't have any of those left to give out. But the small one's awesome. I do love it. All right, so now I've got a portal out here. I probably should have put it. Yeah, I put it on the wrong corner. I need it out by those benches. So, and I don't know what Shiva's up to. I might just jump on over there because I know. Let's see. No kidding. Whoops. All right. Let's throw this down over here just so that I have it handy. Okay, so now I can get from spawn to here, and getting from here back again is pretty easy because I don't know where that's going to lead. It is usually a nightmare jumble of players' area. I don't understand his portal hub layout, so I've just kind of given up on green. Let him run it. So, yeah, go for it. You may invite me whenever you care to. Hit me. Alright. So I got the flight block in there. And what did I need? I needed something out of here. Oh no, no I didn't. Yeah, go ahead and invite me. I'm just, I think I kind of lost my mind for a moment there. One thing I am sitting on is my, whatchamacallit here. Highest PR character is this one. 10-6-21. Oh yeah, Cascart. Wow, no kidding. That's cool. I haven't seen that one drop in anything in a long time. I'm not terribly fond of that bike either. It's just not my style. It's not that it sucks, it's just that it's not really my style. Oh, whoa. Holy smokes. Oh, that's cool. The clouds are awesome. That is neat. I like this. Or are they bubbles? They kind of look like bubbles, too. But I think clouds. Haha. That is excellent. Oh, that is pretty cool. Sick. Oh, wow. Nice. Oh, okay, I see it's a... Oh, that's cool. Oop, I didn't hold back quick enough. Eventually I'll get up there. I know where it leads out, but just so I didn't have to use my jumps. That's sick. Magic bubbles. Pretty awesome. I like it. I like the tree. I like the top of the tree with the eyeball in it. That's sick. It looks great at night, too. That's pretty awesome. Very nice. I like it. Pretty cool. I like that one. That is awesome. This is a pretty neat club. If you've never been in here before, they've got a lot of neat stuff built in here. I haven't wandered around this place nearly enough to see everything, but yeah, pretty cool. Alrighty, Sammys, have fun. Take care. Thank you for hanging out. Let's see here. So I've got, yeah. You could build a flight course around this. Just, just an idea. I'm just thinking out loud, I'm just flying in random directions now. Waiting until the haze cleared up so that I could see up there a bit better. That is sick. Brilliant. Alrighty, so let's see here. What am I looking at? Sorry, I just reading something from Andy here. Cool. Alright, I'll throw open these here, see if I get anything interesting. Ooh, 4,284. That is such a random amount of flux. Yay, pearls. I like pearls. My pleasure. Mike Tyson cooking show. I don't use one of those. I use cast iron, baby. Nothing like it. Alright, so I've got about an hour and a half left here, so I am going to pop back to Defiant Few and see if I can get some of this track laid, because I'd love you guys to help test it out, if you are willing. So there's nothing to test so far, but it's getting there. And apparently Twixler has already pulled a couple other maps for rotation. They're looking to get a couple of maps in for every patch, or every other patch, one or the other. And I still haven't finished mine, so whatever. Booyah! So let's see. I've got these flight rings. And I want to check out one of the things that I want to see. If you've never built a flight course before, there are certain tricks to it that remain pretty constant throughout, and one of them I was just going over a little bit ago, is to leave room to dive towards something, towards your next goal. You don't want to put them too close together, losing altitude, and you don't want to put them far apart without losing too much altitude, because it creates a like you need to fly in a ceiling in order to make it through the course, and people are going to get annoyed with that really fast. So that said, you kind of want to space them out, and you want to give dive room. If you need to pick back up, you have updraft blocks, so it's not a big deal to have your course dive a considerable distance, because you can always bring it back up. So I think I'm going to probably put the next ring at about 185 or so. And also keep in mind that wings do not turn on a block. They have a drift out. So if you place a ring on this line out here this way, on this coordinate, but you place it here close, they're going to have to hold back and stall, and then swing themselves around. Basically, the idea behind building a good flight course is you want it to be fluid. You don't want there to be too much having to overcorrect for you don't want to spend too much time correcting for minute details like that. You want the race course to be fluid. If you have places where you've got to slow down, give them room to do it. You can still make it challenging, but still give them room to do stuff, while they're flying it. What? Sorry, more reading. It figures that he gets most chatty when I'm in the middle of something. So let's see here. I'm going to get rid of these so that they're not getting in my way. And then I need to make a branch out this way, and I want it to be a little bit further beyond. I'm going to build an arrow up here too, so that you know to turn that way, even though it'll be pretty obvious. But giving directions on how to get through a map, how to get through your race. I've seen some great flight courses that were horribly confusing. I've seen some flight courses that would be amazing with a little bit of direction in them. And that's usually the advice that I end up giving. If Smishi was here, Smishi would verify. That was, I told her, I absolutely love the flight course that you're making, but directions, because I got confused as hell when I was flying on it. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to slap that up there. Uh-oh. I'm going to end up on the bottom, aren't I? Dun -dun. Okay. Oh, it was a pretty hard sputter there. Alright, so now I've got to build out from this. I need to be building down, but... Oh, come on. Yeah, this... I don't understand the change with how things trigger. Yeah. That's not... No. I preferred when you had to point at something to pick it up, and that tapping or holding E does things when you're not pointed at something. Alrighty, have fun, Hap. Alright. because that makes construction blocks a real pain in the backside. See, I'm going to make you stall just a little bit right here. I need some blocks beyond it to attach the arrow. I don't know what height that's going to be built at yet. Okay, so let's see. Oh, are you kidding me? I wasn't watching where I was pointing and I deleted the dang ring. Okay. So, like we always do, test, 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 test. That works. So you don't even need to stall. Too tall. No, I think something odd is going on there, because I didn't delete that. Interesting. Okay. Hush. Shush. Yeah, here we go. Here we go again. Jeez, that's loud. Oh, come on. Do you have to do that now? Okay, so I missed that ring. I missed that ring. Okay, and see, that's where I'm talking about a little bit too little room in between the height of this one and the height of this one. If you tap ever so slightly in the direction, if you overshoot this one diving, you're not going to get that next ring. So I like the spacing on these. Let me make sure that I'm gonna... Alright, so I already know how this is gonna react. Okay, let's see here. Test, test, test. Okay, and then here, I'm going to put some updraft blocks, pick them back up again. Actually, do I want to do that or not? think what I'll do is build just a channel for it, you know, and kind of hide it so that it's not just sitting buried in the tree like that. It's just like it's in a grouping of leaves. Like that. Okay, and then let's see how tall up that takes you here. And I don't always start testing it from the beginning, but a lot of times I will when I add in something like this that's going to take you up tall. Okay, so I can plant that next one right here. Let's see. How soon after you hit that can you dive? Okay. Let's try that, see if that works out. Because a lot of times, you know, as soon as I know that an area is good, I can take off from that same spot and, you know, just assume that the prior part of the course is valid. Okay. I think this is where I'm going to tear into this and build a little kind of like a cave room in here where you just fly through the leaves. That's going to be a bit of a pain, but it's worth it. And for now, what I'm going to do is build a floor, because one of the things that that I recommend when you're building a cave, when you want to build an enclosed structure like this, build the floor first, and then just, you know, tag on your angles after that, like this. I advocate for this strongly because it really does help you build good-looking cave structure type stuff. And then you can just go around filling in the blank spots. But yeah, so I'll build the floor first, and then do that. That's going to be in my way. Just so I have a picture of the inside of it, how small the entrance is going to be for camera effect. And that'll all be enclosed, so don't have to worry about that stuff being in the way. So there's that, and then that, and then one of those. And it's going to go back out through here. Always, always, always make sure that your path for your course does not have a solid floor too close to underneath your flight path. Because if I hit this going through here like that, the next updraft I hit brings me out of the sky. Or, like I just showed, it'll happen without an updraft. You can guarantee a gravity bomb if you fly too close to a solid object underneath you. That was a little too close. But it's almost like the system doesn't quite detect the difference between you still being in the air and still being and transferring to the ground. So it kind of puts you in a state between them. And the next time you hit an updraft block, you're coming out of the sky. And Defiant Few coined a phrase. We call that a gravity bomb. Okay, so that's going to be too close. And I like to give a lot of room because you want to allow for people to be able to miss the ground and also give them a little bit of room for adjustment, of their flight path. The more you just lay things across, the more boring the course is going to be because you get up on an updraft block and all right, you can't dive until you hit the next one, and it's the difference between a more interactive course and more of a challenge to see if you can maintain flight. And I prefer the race course part of it. If you want to build that kind of a map, go for it. I mean, I'm not casting dispersions upon doing so. That's not my intent. But if you're looking to build a race course that is going to be picked up by Twixler and Tryon and put into the game, into public rotation, you might want to strongly consider avoiding that kind of thing. Because the more frustrating a course is, the less likely they're going to be to put it in the game. This goes hand in hand with building the floor. So what I'm doing right now is laying out. And the ceiling's going to have to remain the same. Oh, that cat. Don't have a heck of a lot of headspace here. Meow? No. No. Alright. So there we go. So that is the bottom of the cave, that is the top of the cave. And I call it a cave even though it's like, a tree tunnel. Okay, that I need to go and check out my fire. I need to go and make another pot of coffee, and I probably wouldn't hurt to hit the little Trovian's room. So, if you guys will give me 5 minutes or so, I will be back. We'll continue on with this thing here. All right. So, took me a little longer than I expected because I was just reading patch notes for the public test server. It was just updated. And let's see, there be dragons. The terrible and relentless Flackbeard has been spotted in the Treasure Isles. Snowfest has melted, holiday tree dungeons and present lairs have been removed. Fixed a bug where the Knight's ultimate VFX didn't appear. The Dracolite Plum Fairy costume now has a new ultimate form, Pet Dragonling and Burnt Offering. The Pirate Captain Rat Royal costume now has a new parrot skin. Candy Barbarian costumes, Frigid Fiend and Shaggy Yeti, now have more appropriate VFX. Change the name for the Winter Waker helm. 4 new animal head styles have been added to the Stash exclusive category. Enjoy your new mouse. It's for, who's that for? Let's see, Mouseketeer, Rhino, Discount Unicorn, Discount Unicorn, cute, Panda, Emo Bear, and Rabbit, Boople Snoot. Okay, so yeah. And then the duplicate Trovian Trawler has been removed from collections. Oh, somebody sent me a message on the forums. Aww. Hey. Aww. I didn't know that. Are you kidding? Hang on. Did I really? Aww. Yeah, check it out. Ta-da! Oh, that's cute. He sits down. Boom. This, if you don't know, this is Winston Wigglesworth. That is, yeah, Winston Wagglesworth the Fourth. This is an ally that you can only get if you're good people, apparently. And I probably am turning a little bit red because Fasty sent me a very nice message. Oh, that's so sweet. I gotta see it dance. That is awesome. That is awesome. Cool. So cool. That's so nice. All right. That is so cool. That is cool. Damn. That's awesome. So yeah, this new ally was added to the game, and they are giving these out for they're giving these out to people who are uh, people who are cool in the community, people who don't, I think it's more along the lines of the people who give positive feedback and help players and leave the drama and the complaining out of it without constructive criticism. I've said multiple times on my stream, they listen to me because I bring a rational conversation to the table. And that is the only thing that I do. I bring a rational conversation to the table with me. If they say something can't be done, I leave it at that. If Andy happens to take one of my ideas or one of my comments and runs with it, fantastic. If they don't, then okay. But there is an awful lot of drama on the forums. There's a lot of doom and gloom, and this is going to mess everything up, and that messed everything up, and there's ways to tell them, hey, this sucks, without coming out and saying, hey, this sucks. And yeah, so it's nice to get noticed. It's nice to get recognized like that. So if you're on the forums, if you're active in the game, and they see that you're a positive and um, uh, uh, not role model. I'm trying to think of a positive force in the game. You go out of your way to help people out, and you do so politely and respectfully to everybody and stuff. They notice that. In fact, this isn't the only time something like this has happened to me with Tryon either. In Defiance, I am one of the people who first obtained the Tryon supporter costume, which is a really awesome looking outfit in Defiance. It's cool. So let's see here. Yes, I am back with my new puppy. I don't know if you saw it, but I got a letter from Fasty, a message on the forums from Fasty that I didn't see this morning. I had been away from my desk for a while here, and while I was gone, he sent me a message and thanked me for the stuff that I do for the community, and thanked me for the stuff that I do for the game, and told me that the next time I log in, I will have a Winston Wagglesworth waiting for me. So, pretty cool. I'm digging it. It's such a cute puppy. Alright, so back to building a cave. One thing you want to avoid is trying to make it too unsquare, because you will find very quickly that the more you try to mess with it to make it look organic, the more likely you're going to end up with a giant cube. Yay, the corgi, that's cute. I like bulldogs. Bulldogs are cuter because they're so ugly. They're so ugly that they're cute. I don't know why, but they are. A friend of mine, this actually reminded me of this. Oh my god. Every Monday night I go and play pool, and the guy that I go, the guy's house where the pool table is, he has it's basically a fully enclosed patio on the front of the house that has the room that that is the room that holds the pool table. And there is a sliding glass door where where it used to be a like a regular patio to the outside that's now got walls, and I'm going to go ahead and fill this in while I'm working on it, because otherwise I'm going to have to backfill all that space, and I don't want to. Oops, because that happens. And so they have this sliding glass door. Well, one of our mutual friends was over this one particular day last year and was playing pool with us, and he brought their dog with him. Him and his wife both visited and brought their Pomeranian. Now, if you've ever seen a Pomeranian, they have that smash face thing, and they don't see too good, apparently. And Nightbot, shut up, I just did the fire, so you're good. So I happened to be sitting out one game while two other people were playing, and I heard the front door open, but the glass enclosure door was closed. The dog didn't see this. The dog came running like a bat out of hell towards that door. And yep, you guessed it. Boom! Right into the face first, right into the glass. I have good vision out of the side of my eyes. I have good peripheral vision. When I see something moving here, I can actually detect the movement here. Well, I saw the movement out of the corner of my eye, and just as I turned right into the door, I lost it. I almost threw up. I was laughing so hard. I couldn't breathe, bright red. They thought I was dying. And oh my god, I looked over right at the perfect moment for it to poor dog, but it was just too hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing. So, yeah. I didn't like that it probably hurt him. I mean, it probably hurt the dog. He didn't injure himself or anything, but I'm sure it didn't feel good. And I feel bad for laughing, but damn, it was funny. Because they've already got a flat face. And, of course, my first thought is, when I saw it smack into the glass face first from the other side. So I'm watching it come right towards me like this. And with, right there. And one of the things that I while I was laughing, one of the things that I was able to get out with the limited amount of oxygen that was passing through my body was that, well, now I know how the face is flat because it keeps banging into glass. Too funny. Poor dog. Alright, so... And yeah, it is one of the things that I find easier as far as building stuff like this is to fill in, basically make that block, make the kind of squarish passage out of it, and then you can fill in little bits and pieces to make it look natural. This way you make sure you have enough room and you're not overloading an area to make that camera tightening problem a reality for you. And yeah, I know I'm using a lot of formicite to do this, but whatever. And mainly the reason that I'm putting reinforcement behind is so that I don't run into problems like that where I stick a block through. Like if I wanted to put one in here and I aim there instead, it would backfill, and I don't want that to happen. So generally speaking, I try to make solidity out of this just so that you don't run into those issues. So, and see, it's a lot easier to work with if you start with a square or rectangular space instead of having to backfill things like that. And see, this will end up curving upward, so I need all of this to be filled in here. And I know I'm building pretty randomly here, and this is just fill, so I'm not really, you know, doing anything technical with it yet. So I'm just kind of slapping blocks up here to see how they fit. This isn't going to be wide enough for my tastes. Let's get a step thing going here so I can figure out how much into the middle this is going to take up. There's method to my madness. This will eventually blend in, but I'm trying to get a picture of how large this cave opening is going to be. And I'm just filling those in so I don't accidentally backfill when I don't want to. And I'll take care of the cleanup stuff later. Generally, I like to do that while I'm working on it. Like I would fill all of this in so that I wouldn't have to go back and do it later, but I don't want to bore you to death with that nonsense. So I will go and fill it in later, even though it is a little bit more time consuming to do so because, you know, you tend to get a lot of jagged edges and not know where you're going and stuff like that. But to keep you guys from getting bored, I will change my building habits a little bit. Okay. And see, now you should be able to see that the cave, how the cave is coming together now, and then eventually all that will be filled in around and will look good, I hope. Always start building out outward from where you want to end up, instead of trying to build from the middle out, build out large and then close yourself in, because it's a lot easier to make a space smaller than it is to carve out and make a space larger. I've run into that way too many times. This is not what I want. And of course, if you want symmetry, if you want the whole thing to not look like a natural cave and look more like a carved structure, one of the things that you can do, in fact, I should put the link in here because it's a great thing to have. You guys probably have already seen this before. I know I've shared it a couple of times. But it's a program, a little web program designed to, where is it? I know I've got it in here somewhere. There we go. If you want to make spheres, if you want to make ellipses, if you want to make they even have like layouts for an observatory in here, and a wizard tower, and a lighthouse, and a giant snowman. You can just put in the sizes of stuff and it will give you a template to build off of that you can put in both 3D and 2D. And the 2D version of it has numbers to tell you how many blocks long to make it. That's how I built my eye, because building that freehand would have been a nightmare. So I didn't do that. See, and then once you've got this kind of thing going on, once you have a structure to build it to, you can do this kind of thing with your line building brush, basically, and get a good cave structure type thing going on. Okay, I knew I left a hole in there. And it doesn't matter where you're working from. It's, you know, really leaves it open to, you know, wherever you want to put blocks. And you basically, you just want to avoid making them match up to the previous line exactly. You know, get them a little bit different by placing them in different, you know, stamping them down in different places, connecting from here to here, and then, you know, next time we can do it shorter. So like if I put that here, it's going to create this even step, versus from that same position sticking it to this side edge here will kind of give that tiered effect. Then you can go through and edit it afterwards, you know. Pretty simple. Okay. Time to cook dinner. Alrighty, have fun. I've got about 45 minutes until I have to do the same. And then if you want, you can just do this kind of thing from here up. Personally, I like building vertically and then building horizontally, just because it's easier to lay out and it's easier to see where you're building over. So like, you know, go up from a couple of points here up to the ceiling. That might be a little too tight there. And then just build in between them. Let's see how that's going to work out. Okay, I think that'll work. And as it comes together more and more, while you're looking at it, while you're building it, try and keep, you know, while you're building anything really, try and keep in mind that you're going to be your own worst critic and that you're going to see it for how you put the blocks together. Other people won't look at it that way. Other people are going to look at it as a whole, where you're going to nitpick every block you've placed. So I always try to keep that in mind, that, oh, this doesn't look good to me because I know where I placed every block and I can see every flaw and so on. It's but other people won't look at it the same way that you will because they didn't build it. And see, what I did here was I picked up a solid wall so that I could place something like this and have that start to arc inward. Now let's see, while I've got that wall only partially built, let me go ahead and test this to make sure that it's going to work right. That's why you should always, always, always test, 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 and retest. It's working, I think. As long as the camera doesn't go all squirrely on me, it should be pretty good. Okay, so I don't want to do that yet. And generally you want a nice wide entrance into whatever, like, cave, if you're going to go underground, if you're going to go into a cave structure, you know, similar to this, you know, where you've got an enclosed place where you're having people fly. It's a good idea to leave the entrance a little wide open, and then, you know, give your curves once you've got once people have settled into the new camera, because it will tighten up considerably and slow people down. Plus, it could very easily get frustrating. So leave your opening and your exit kind of wide. And also beware of not leaving enough room for ground clearance, because as I said before, with a gravity bomb, you got to watch those. I'm sure you've all run into them before. And see what I can do to do this and make it look a little bit less like a blocked corner is bring it in from an edge like this that's beyond the structure of the cave that I want to create, and then fill it in like this to get that curvature that you want. There, now it doesn't look so squared off. Cool. Alright, so then we'll put a ring in here. Check that out. Definitely do not want that there. And I'm going to need to clear that out open a little bit more. That should work for that, I think. Let's check this out. Cool. That works. Nope. This one. Might be too steep, too. I'll be able to fill in. Let's throw this up here, like so. Take this down here. There we go. Backing this up because I know I will punch through it later, and I do not want it to affect the inside of the curve. Okay. Backfill some of this so that I don't forget to do it. Again, I'll do most of that later. I just needed to get this corner done up. Otherwise, I will forget to work with the space. Okay. Alrighty. Carve that one out of there. amazing how, in a lot of cases, just one block will make a huge difference in what you're trying to accomplish. This is a little messy, but it'll work. All right. So apparently there are going to be more these challenge maps in rotation pretty soon, and I wish I'd worked faster on this, but I was a little bummed I wasn't in the first rotation. I gotta be honest with you, but that's okay. Both Twixler and Andy said some things that were very kind about the whole racing thing. In fact, I probably should have copied it and saved it for my signature, but Andy even said that the racing in Defiant Few was an inspiration for the racing events that they're doing right now. So I'm pretty happy about that. Okay, I'm not going to backfill this entire thing, but just to get a clean line on here. It's difficult to build organic, to make something look organic with blocks. So don't try too hard. It'll look good enough. Don't mess with it. Just build. Yeah. Okay, I just want to square this up because it bugs me to not have everything, that'll remind me that I wanted to backfill it. So, alright, so now we can go out this, where did I put I know I put a hole in this thing somewhere. Okay, we'll do that. So, we'll give her a test here and see how it works. And rings trigger better in the racing maps. They are not as sensitive in Club Worlds as they are in the actual racing maps. See if that'll work. And they're going to hand select the times, the tiers. They're gonna go through and test these maps several times and find out what a low, average, and exceptional time to score on them. Okay, I think that can be done. I know I didn't hit that prior one, but again, they're more sensitive. Oh. I know you can't smell it, but I can. So, I will be right back. Ah, my coffee. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Found the button. I shall return very shortly. Alrighty. Oh, yeah, that's the stuff. Okay. I'm ready. So let's see here. I got about a half an hour left. Um, let's see. I'm not sure who's still hanging around, but people who are hanging around are going to get kind of lucky. Let's see. Yeah, I'll probably, because I've got a bunch of streamers' dream codes I got to give away. And I really do not feel like using my Proclaimophones for that purpose. I mean, so people who know who I am and follow me, they're gonna get lucky. Not that kind of lucky. Don't be pervert. Okay, let's see. Okay. So yeah, this will go around here. A little dive action going towards that one. I'm gonna have to test these out in the actual game. In the map, in a proper challenge map. I'm hoping that they'll have uploaded by now, so that I can actually see what this looks like in game, in map, in arena. Okay, we'll see. We'll see if it caught up. It usually takes quite a while for things, for the map to upload changes to it. So. Oh, I didn't put the spawn point in. Ha! Don't. Thankfully, there's a lip right there that I can fall on. I'll put that spawn point up in here after this. Yeah, and if you weren't aware, you should be by now, I would hope, that they recently added something new to the drop table for the streamer's dream codes that we get. Whoa. Now, wait a minute. That feels a little odd. Like the turn rate changed. I thought they felt a little sluggish. Maybe it's just me. Where's wings? Let's see. Movement and glide 100. I want to make sure that they are there. Boris! How's it going, dude? I'm currently working on my tree. And again, I forgot to put I forgot to put the spawn point in there. But I'll pop back here and show it to you. This is what I've got. I got the tree built. I know you've seen. Pretty sure you've seen this. And yeah. So, question: did anybody else get a message from Fasty on the forums today? Because I got a message from Fasty on the forums today. Oh yeah, check it out. Got my puppy. Booyah! Oh, cool. So yeah, I'm finally putting rings in, and I need a minigame portal or spawn point. I know I have one in my inventory because I was lamenting that they look exactly like the red team spawn. They're identical assets. They're icons that they're using for these assets. So you gotta make sure you have the right one. Is that even? Yeah, it is. Oh well. Okay, so everybody will spawn a little bit on the right side. Alright, so that will take a minute to upload. I need to... Okay. You did not get a message from Fasty. Bummer. Yeah, that's gonna rock. Because you're not going to see that coming until you come right around the corner, and it's going to be right there, requiring you to kind of know about it ahead of time. And see, that's one of the things that you'll want to do when you're making your own minigame maps. Make them so that they have a little bit of a learning curve to them, because then you don't want somebody to go in there first time they've seen the map and just blow through the course and then that's it. You want a little bit of a learning curve, so they got to go back and beat their time and beat their time and beat their time. You have a question about the creators program? Yeah, go for it, man. If I know the answer, I'll be happy to provide it. Once you're in it, you are permanently in it unless you get yourself out of it by sending Moby a message telling him I'm out, or if you break one of their guidelines. If you abuse the right, the privilege, not right. If you abuse the privilege, you do not have to renew it every once in a while. They will continue to send you codes as long as I think unless they notice like you haven't been that you've been inactive for a long period of time, I think they might remove you. But as far as I know, unless you bite the hand that feeds you, you're in. So. And unfortunately, they've done away with the proclamophones. Not entirely. Let me be very clear about that. They haven't done away with the proclamophones altogether. They've done away with giving out proclamophones to whoever is in the creators program. They didn't have enough vetting going in. I think they accepted way too many people on merit and kind of jumped the gun and gave out proclamophones to a bunch of people who probably should have been looked at a little bit longer to make sure that they weren't going to abuse them. And unfortunately, some people abused them, so we all had the privilege taken away. Yeah. Such is life. You can still get them. There is still a way to get them if you write to the person who is leading the creators program. His name, he goes by Moby. And he has apparently he has authoritarian control over the proclamophones, and he can decide to give them out to people if he wants to. I think it's more like if you have an event or something, if you're doing a charity stream or if you're doing Extra Life or something like that, and you're gonna go, and everybody's seen it happen. I'm not naming any names, but there were a couple of people who really, really went overboard and should probably not even be playing Trove anymore, or at least be on a prolonged break from the game. because there were a few out there that were rather uncolorful, or should I say rather colorful, and should not have been. I want to make sure that I don't fall out of the sky here, because that is you're gonna be running a risk at hitting a gravity bomb there, trying to get that. Of course, you can always, jump again and take flight, but it will slow you down. So, but yeah, this is coming out really well. I am very happy with this so far. So let's see here. I've got a couple of people hanging out, and I've got Streamers Dream Codes. So I've also got about 20 minutes or so before I've got to wrap this up and get in the kitchen and knit a sweater. Yeah, so I will give out some Streamers Dream Codes. And I cut myself off. If you hadn't heard, recently they put the Classy Kiwi into the drop tables for the Streamers Dream Codes. So what that means is if you have everything from Streamers already, but you do not yet have the Classy Kiwi, guess what you're going to get if you win a code? How about that? So let's see. Yeah, so unfortunately, without the Proclaimophones, I mean, it's kind of a double-edged sword, though, because if you look at it in one way, a great deal of streamers' advertising was being able to shout to 40, 50,000 people all at once. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. You've had the Kiwi for a while now, because you won one here. And here and Trove are the only two places that had them for a while. Then I ran out. Bummer. So, but I was over the moon that they gave me some, because I was courting Kiwi Bird when she was still working for Tryon, and had finally talked her into doing some giveaway stuff, and oh, that's okay. You let whoever doesn't. Oh, okay, awesome. Sounds good. Good. Well, if I run into an issue, I'll re-roll then. Let's see. Okay. All right. So yeah, I will give a minute there. And also the like I was saying about the advertising, the good thing about Proclaimophones is that you were able to just reach out and tap 30, 40, 50,000 people plus. Whoever was online at the time, they would see your stream, and usually the way you have to get them in here is to promise them a giveaway of some sort. Then I've got cool people like you guys that hang out here whether I'm giving away stuff or not, and I appreciate that. Double cool. Those are usually the people who win. Yeah, it's good, and it was good publicity. However, the other side of that is that most of the time that you use a Proclaimophone, you say something about Streamers' Dreams, and you get a flood of people that come into the channel and just start, how do you enter the giveaway? When are you giving it? And I hate that. That's annoying. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, like I say. It's great because Proclaimophones are awesome because they are great publicity, especially for a newer streamer such as myself. I could not have gotten the amount of follows and the amount of views that I have now without those Proclaimophones. I know that for sure. But on the other side of that, every person that I have had hanging out in my stream that I appreciate their company and so on and so forth did not find out about my stream from a Proclaimophone. So it's kind of, double-edged, like I say. So, but that's okay. Word of mouth, you get out there, and the more people that you get to come in and hang out, the good people that come and hang out with you, the more likely they are to bring friends, and usually their friends are like-minded, so it all works out in the end. I came down here for something. What did I come? Oh, I remember, because I was waiting for that to update with the time power-up thing. Oh, thank you. Let's see. Yeah, I think I believe that was the first place that I heard about you too. You had posted some build that you were working. I don't even remember what one it was. It was a while ago. But yeah, and I had seen your club recruitment thread in there and thought, and then yeah, that's how I saw your name, and then I thought, wait, that name sounds really familiar. I have blocks placed and blocks destroyed. I've had them favorited since the stats were added, that we could all see everybody's stats. And I'm like, that name sounds really familiar. And then I, was thumbing through the blocks placed. I think it was within a day, or probably that same day, or maybe the next day, and went, oh, that's where I know the name from. It's the psycho who lays tons of blocks. Because you are crazy. I don't know if you knew that. That's some amazing stuff right there. How come it spawned me facing north? Oh, maybe I just had my camera pointed that way. Oh, yeah, the turn speed is different in here. No, 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 no. Turn speed is different. Yeah, it is. It's totally different. Okay, hang on. That is not going to work. Let's see. I need to triple check because that doesn't feel right. Not going to be able to get back up there. I think the turn speed in Club World is faster than turn speed in... Yeah, it is. It totally is. The turn rate is faster in your Club World than it is in your actual arena map. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I mean, I don't want to sound cocky, but I know flight, and that's different. Let's see. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I am going to enter back, no, what I'm going to do first is jump up there and check this out, because I don't know if Andy's going to come and take a look at this or not, but I just told him, and he said, really? That's interesting. So I don't know if if it was, I don't think it's planned, but yeah, it is, it's off. In fact, if you guys watching, you want to come and help me verify this, please do. Because this is going to be important, very, very important to figure out. Because we can test maps until we're blue in the face, but while we're building them is not going to be an accurate test. You're going to have to go into the map in order to test them. So right now I am not in the contest, and I am able to just barely miss that time power up because I'm kind of messing up there. And then we'll go. I'm going to do this again here. Okay, so this again is not in the arena. This is just in the Club World. We've got rings here. Going this way. And see, I'm able to hit that one slinging in there like that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the actual map, into the arena. I should put another portal up top. Another one of these racing portals, so that I don't have to keep coming down here and jumping back up in order to test it, and etc., etc. And I'm pretty sure that no matter if you've got a portal in the map, I'm pretty sure it just starts uploading it, and it won't matter if you put more than one in there. Okay, so we'll test the arena, and then, yeah, it's facing me north, and I don't understand why. They always face south. They're supposed to always face south. They always used to. Yeah, the controls are different. It is. It's just different. It feels more sluggish when you're in the arena. Yep. Yeah. Definitely. Yep. It is more sluggish, without a doubt. No doubt in my mind. So that should probably get a look. I fell in glorious combat. That is so strange. Why is it suddenly spawning north? Okay, let's give it a shot again, just to make sure. Oh, I already gotten all the portals. But yeah, I need to try something. Oop. Huh. That is really strange that it's spawning facing north. That is blowing my mind a little bit. Yeah, it's more sluggish, without a doubt. Yeah, no doubt in my mind, it's more sluggish. I missed that one on purpose. That wasn't a... Yep, because I can make that turn without stalling in the club world. That is very odd. I don't know what would be causing that, but that is definitely a thing. Do your own tests. Find out if that's the case for you too, because I don't know, there might be something just odd with mine. I'm not sure what that could be, but there it is. It is, to me it feels more sluggish, without a doubt. Okay, so I am going to... Let's see what we got here. Alright, so if you'd like a shot at a streamer's dream code, I'm going to roll it in a minute. Go ahead and say something in chat if you haven't said anything in the last 15 minutes in order for you to be qualified for a streamer's dream code. I think there's still, yeah, very good. Okay. I think I've got a couple of people who are lurking here, but I don't know if they're listening or not. Hephaestus should be almost done watching whatchamacallit. So yeah, I'm a little bummed about that. That's going to really put the kibosh on building a race course. It's going to make things a little bit more challenging to try to get that to work out right, because if it tests in club, I mean, basically you have to build a section of it, wait until it uploads, go into the match, test it, make sure it works, remember the physics of it, and completely ignore what you're doing flying around in a club world. So yeah, not so good that it does that. I'm going to upload this video after the fact, and that way I can give Andy a point of reference to work with. So it happened right near the end of my my stream today that I noticed it. But yeah, without a doubt, it is something. So yeah, not good. Not good. Hopefully they will be able to fix that, because that's not something I'm looking forward to having as a constant battle of having to enter the map in order to test it. I should be able to just test it like this. So, I mean, it's not going to be that difficult to overcome. I can remember the physics of it, but for somebody who hasn't built 12 flight courses in Trove before, they're going to have a hard time. And it's going to be frustrating for them, because they're not going to realize right away why they can't do it. So, hopefully that's something that'll get fixed. I'll keep tapping them until they do. That's one of those things like portals. I won't. Yeah, that's true. I can log into another account and see, and have that one test it. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. I have one that I could do that with. We all have at least one to do that with, don't we? But yeah, that's not a bad idea. Have one test. Well, but it's still a matter of having to wait for it to upload, though, because it won't hot update. You'll have to leave the map, go back in. You'll have to leave the map, go into the club world, wait for the assets to update, go in, test it out, come back out, build what you want, wait for it to upload, test the map again. I mean, it's not a bad idea, but if I'm going to have to do that anyway, I'd probably spare my computer the pain and agony of trying to run 2 instances of Trove at the same time. It doesn't like it when I do that. So, yup. But, yes. Okay, so that is the case. I think that's the case. I'm pretty sure that's the case. So, without further ado, I am going to do a little cheap drum roll here, because I'm too frugal. Cannot put in multiple entry portals. And welcome back, Hap. Oh, did it work? Boris, you've won yourself a streamer's dream. How about that? You can't put multiple entry portals because the racing maps use 1. You shouldn't feel bad winning. You have all of them? Well, it's okay. You hang on to it. I got plenty, man. I got plenty to go around. I'll let you in on a little secret. There are 3 more that I have to give out right now. The travel distance. Oh, yeah, yes. You can put in multiples. I did craft one to do that with. Thank you for reminding me, Hap. I'll put this right back here. There we go. Because that should automatically do it. So, yeah, they give us way too many of these things to use, especially without Proclaimophones to help us give them away. I think they still send you 40 of them every month. Oh, and Hephaestus, did you notice what direction I spawned in? This has happened every time. North now. It's north now. Not south. Now it's north. Nope. Don't. Okay, let's try that again. My pleasure, sir. And I will... Yeah, I know, right? It completely throws off everything, because I just was telling people in my previous stream, point south. Always point south. And I think I mentioned that, yeah. Yep, I did. Yeah, I know. I'm completely thrown off. It completely mucked up my game. And also, you weren't here to hear this. Get this, Hephaestus. Wings behave differently in an arena than they do in your club world. Right now, I am having to turn like crazy to try and get through these things. It's different. It's different. Okay, so let me send you that code, and then I'll roll for some more. Because I've got, I mean, the only other way that I was able to fairly distribute these was by shouting in Trove, hey, I've got Proclaimophones, and, come on in and grab them. But unfortunately, those are no longer readily available. So the only thing that I have as far as fair distribution is the people who hang out with me. So guess what, you guys? I mean, I'm not meaning to just give them to my loyal followers. I will give them to anybody who shows up as long as they get part of a random roll. But yeah. So, but redeem the code. Make sure you redeem the code because they do go bad at the beginning of every month. So that said, make sure you redeem it. Just stick the chest in the back of one of your cases, in one of your storage boxes somewhere, storage packs or your inventory. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So let's see. All right, so that one went out. Make sure I get rid of the right one here. Random loading. Welcome back. These features or bugs? Well, Trove doesn't have bugs. It only has features. Just features. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't know because I mean, it took me forever to realize. You pointed out to me that all portals point you south, and I was like, no, it felt like it was the direction you were pointing it. And then I went and tested a bunch of different ones. Like, damn, he's right. They all point you south. So I'm thinking, okay, if you're going to build a racing map, make sure you point everything south. And now I've got that in a thread on the forums, and it is false. Yay. So, but I'm going to update that thread once I get done with my stream here, because I want to bring that to more attention than just Andy and the couple of other people that we have in there. It could be because the data's uploading, but it hadn't done this before now. Just saying. It hadn't done this, it wasn't doing this before. It was pointing you south at the default spawn, even. So I really don't know. It was south earlier today, indeed. It could be. Maybe it's just uploading. I'll leave it sit and see what happens. I won't work on this anymore today. I'll leave it overnight, for the reset and find out what happens tomorrow. Okay, so let me get rid of some more Streamer's Dream codes here, because that's always fun. And I've got a bunch of them that I have to get rid of. So we will do so. Yeah. Okay. And a drum roll. No. Shh. There's your drum roll. Sha! You have won yourself a Streamer's Dream code. And if, like I say, if you already have all the things, make sure you redeem the code anyway. I can't stress enough. Redeem it, because at the beginning of next month, they all go south. They're all sour. Or, well, now we should start saying that all goes north instead of all going south. That's good. So, and I know you know what to do with the code, so I will just send a quick and easy message here. So there you go. And what else we got here? Alright. Oop, wrong button. Make sure I get rid of the right ones. I've done closed wrong windows before. Yeah. Alright. How about another one? Because I still, let's see, let me find out how many I have left. $20 of them, yeah. So yes, I need to get rid of more. Okay. And we'll roll another one here for who wins? Psh. Hephaestus. Again, if you've got them all, get the code, stick the box in the back of your thing, and there you go. All the portals are exit in the direction you enter. See, that's what I originally thought they were. So maybe it's been bugged pointing south all of this time. I still got north. Very strange. Very, very, very strange. That's not right. Oh, and also, if you guys, any of you that win these codes, if you have the console version of Trove and you want the Streamer's Dream stuff for your console account, all you have to do is make sure that your console is linked to linked to the Glyph website, and then you redeem the code, log into that platform. The next platform you log into is where you'll get that unlock. So if you happen to want to do that, you can. Because these all work for consoles as well. Not just PC anymore. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, that's really strange. I wonder what's going on with that. Let's see. Facing east. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, that is a little weird. Alright, so after I get done streaming, I'm going to have a little talk here. Okay, let's see. But an Uber portal puts you out facing south in an adventure world. Huh? What in the hell is going on in here? Did everything just go sideways today? Or, well, not everything, obviously not everything. The game still loads. Okay, so I sent that. Okay, now 2 more Streamer's Dream codes for today, and let's see who wins them. I wonder who it's going to be. Random loading. You have won yourself a Streamer's Dream code. Dun-dun-dun. See what persistence does? Okay, let's see. We'll get rid of this one because that's already there. This one here. Dun-dun-dun-dun. And I'm pretty sure you know what to do with a code. I'm pretty sure you've won here before, so I know that yeah. So you know what to do with it. And let's see. I have a strong feeling. Now, Shiva, you said to have me re-roll, but are you sure? Because, you know, you could win one right now if you want to. And what the hell? Tell you what, if you don't want it, give it to a friend. Kabam! Yeah, you'll find. I know you know somebody that doesn't have them all yet, so you just go ahead and pass along the good fortune if you don't use it yourself. If you do use it yourself, hang on to the box, because they are going to be bringing new Streamer's Dream allies into the game in the near future. You know, soon, TM. Let's see. Okay, so there you go. Those are all good. Alrighty then, so I am a little past 4, and I should probably be getting out of here. I'm going to go and update that thread with some very weird stuff. My pleasure. Glad to help out. So yeah, save it. You know, if you don't save the code, save the box. I can't stress that enough. Redeem the code. Redeem it right away, because the codes go south. Those eventually expire, but the box, once it's in your inventory, that won't be a problem. That it stays there. Well, this feels weird now. Yeah, I know the portal thing is really throwing me off, because if you go through a Club World portal, transit portal, notice at the top of the compass, I'm facing northeast. When I go through this, I'm still facing northeast. It used to point you south. If you go through, you know, facing in any direction through through an Adventure World portal, apparently it points you going south. Let's see. We'll just test this out real quick so that I make sure that I know what I'm talking about. So I'm facing northeast right now, and I'm going to go into this world. Oh, my pleasure, Voris. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. Yep, south. Pointing south. That is really weird. And then spawning into the arena had me pointed north instead of south. So I don't know what the heck is up with that. And look, I'm pointed in the same direction I was when I come back. That is really weird. All right, so I will leave you on that note, and I will let Andy know to watch the last like 30 minutes of my stream once I get it uploaded. So, all right, I will be back here. I'm not going to be home part of the day on Friday. I've got some errands to do, give the wife some quiet time. And then on Saturday, I will be loud as hell, and I will do a stream, and hopefully finish off that race course. Line up the entry to the portal so you have to face south to enter it. Good point. Very good point. Good call. Thank you. All right. My pleasure. Glad to have them to hand out. You know, that's a pretty awesome thing. So, yep, I will be here unless, you know, the world cracks in half. I should be here Saturday. If you wish to join me, keep an eye out on my Twitter and stuff. You can find that stuff underneath there. And I will be here then. So, in the immortal words of some old fart somewhere, get off my lawn!